Hey Angela, how you doing? This is Chris.
Hey.
That's Angela. This is the Spice. Oh, la 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 la.
Give us some more.
Give her some more.
Give us this life.
You gotta give it up, y'all.
Give us this life.
Yeah.
Or life.
I said that earlier. But she sounds better saying it than me, so.
Can I have my moment, please? Thank you. Hi.
Yes. So how's everybody? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I'm doing good.
There go Jamie Foxx. Here I am, can't you see? Remember that video, that song, that TV show you used to do?
Yeah. He sings some really good songs. He's a really good singer.
Funny guy.
Yes.
Good actor.
Yeah.
Gotta get some kind of award and stuff, all that.
Yes. Multi-talented individual.
Now here's the $1 million question. What happened, man?
Yes.
What to my boy, man? Oh.
So many things.
Something happened.
So many things were said. So many speculations.
Jamie. Yeah. Man.
So what happened to Mr. Jamie Foxx?
Speculation can be pretty prickly.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, whatever it was not good.
No.
Wasn't pretty.
It wasn't.
And it had a lot of people worried.
Yeah.
Happened in some of our neck of the woods, but yeah, they was pretty much wrapping up the filming for the film they were doing.
Yeah, a film that he was doing with was it Cameron
Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He pulled her out of retirement there. They're pretty good buddies from what I read or know about.
Yeah, I like Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, good actress too.
Yeah.
And I think she had like a wine business she got going on.
Yeah, and for her to do that, that's, they have to have a really special close friendship, close bond there.
Good rapport.
Yeah. And that just show you how highly she thinks of him as as an actor,
Yeah. So just to kind of rehash what some of the stuff I know, this is stuff I either read, saw on news or interview. I don't know what's 110% corroborated or has the Jamie Foxx seal of approval.
Yes.
But what I do know is that on the set there was a lot of issues from what I read, and it was even where there was some tough situations where Mr. Fox was trying to work out something with production. Actually, he was part of wanting some of the people on that part of the crew to leave, and they did.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff like that happened. He was very upset. A lot of people got stressed. I don't know if it was justified or not, because again, I wasn't there.
Right.
So somebody on one side might say, "Oh man, that was too much," or somebody might say, "Yeah, he needed to do that." But either way, it was a stressful situation, and he was stressing.
So we can say that there was some work-related stress going on for Mr. Jamie Foxx.
And that was a few weeks before, again, allegedly shiesty stuff going on, and Jamie wanted to get it all worked out. He didn't want none of that. He wanted to make sure it was drama. A safe place, as it were. I think that was what the end goal was, and everybody to get to work and everything to be smooth. So that could allegedly. Then I heard about, I don't know if you heard about this. Did you hear about this COVID shot stuff?
You know what? I think later on I didn't hear, but I'm just going to say, I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
I don't know if it's true. I just heard about it. I'm not saying what's true. What I'm saying is that I read that was a thing as well.
That everybody on the shoot had to get a COVID shot.
I don't even know about that. I didn't read that.
And that, okay.
I read that I guess actors, I don't know if it was everybody on the shoot. I don't know if it was a whole production team or everybody in a certain place. All I know is that this particular production allegedly had some rules related to COVID. And he was involved in that. And then, again, this could be completely untrue. That affected him when he got the shot. I don't know, maybe immediately or a little later. That's alleged.
Allegedly, the COVID shot caused whatever happened to
and
his
for all
medical
I know,
scare.
I don't even know if he took a shot.
It caused his medical scare. And actually, that's the word that's being used now, medical scare. So medical scare. So basically, there was some stress on the set. Allegedly, there was some COVID precautions that
you're gonna hear
were
that word
supposed
a
to be
lot.
taken that caused this medical scare for Mr.
Word on
Jamie
the
Foxx.
street, allegedly.
So one thing's for sure that we can say is that people that were on the set probably watched whatever happened to Mr. Fox go down, right? You know, if he fainted, I don't know. I don't even know what they saw, but whatever described that they saw, what state he was in, they made their assumptions on the fact that allegedly he had a stroke, or allegedly he was paralyzed in a foot or a leg, and allegedly he was blind in one eye. Allegedly.
And Jet Li, he, also, or maybe even Bruce Lee, he definitely had some blood pressure issues.
Yes.
I think he's mentioned that. He's two things I know he's mentioned as far as anything that's related to health is that I do recall some interview or something where he was talking about blood pressure issues, I believe. And then also back in the day, he had some fight with certain substance abuse, but that was a long time ago. There was no recent stuff he ever said about that. He was pretty open and candid about it, and how he was able to beat that. And it's something that, you know, you can tell when somebody, because this guy has been able to do so much, so you can tell at some point that was something he was to help him project further. Don't believe any of that. And this is now me speaking my opinion. I don't believe any of that is connected. The only thing that may be connected is the blood pressure issue, because according to some doctors, that certain extremities of blood pressure mixed with other issues could cause clotting. Clotting, of course, people know certain blood clots can get to the brain and cause strokes. And then strokes can be at all kind of levels, just like a heart attack. So when you hear the word stroke, that doesn't mean, oh, the end of the world. But it depends on two things: what kind of stroke it is, and then how quickly it's addressed.
Also, with that said, if you have high blood pressure problems, if you having to manage that, please make sure that you are managing your stress levels, because time and time we hear about people having issues and they're not with us today. So if you can manage your stress day by day by self-care, going to your physician, taking medication, doing what you got to do to make sure that you are on this planet a little bit longer, you know, because, you know, you got some people out there that love and care about you. The blood pressure thing is no joke. Mm-hmm. So let's make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, everybody.
Agreed.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I did, at a certain point, whenever my weight gets to a certain point, I do have blood pressure issues. I have a blood pressure monitor on my desk, and I monitor it. Now, one thing that's helped me, there's some herbal things that I do take that helps me, and I'm gonna say do what's gonna be best for you. Because everybody's not the same. Some people can't tolerate certain things, but do what you got to do. Make sure you keep calm and take care of yourself. All right, back to Jamie Foxx. Now,
that was a people would call PBA, public
service
PSA.
PSA. You know, I should announce it. PSA.
All right, this is Angela. I want to just mention about blood pressure. Blood pressure is serious. All right, go ahead.
All right, so back to Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, one thing I do respect about Mr. Jamie Foxx is the fact that he's a private person when it comes to his personal life. And one of the things that I really admired was his daughter and his sister, or his family, that respected his wishes and not saying what's going on with him. So there was a lot of speculations, guys, that was going surrounding this. And because he wanted to keep quiet and everybody was speculating, we heard so many different things.
Yes.
Now, tell me some stuff that you heard. I mean, some of this stuff is funny. You got to laugh at it.
Well, I mean, the main one I heard is stroke. I heard that he was blind, crippling crazy, pretty much. Then I heard he was dead. Yeah, they were saying, the family came in and do. I did, they did show footage of family coming in Atlanta and all that, but they were saying, yeah, I heard stuff like that. It was just erratic.
Another thing that was funny to me is that he has a clone, that he's being cloned out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his health.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, they're saying that even the interview, man, it's easy to do, but I tell you, he is. Listen, clone and all that. I tell you, that is, in my opinion, because I looked at it very closely, look at old footage, then compare it. It looks like Jamie Foxx to me, but the one thing I can tell you, it looked like he lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
And it looks like his energy is different.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, that's to be expected, because he did admit it was something bad happened. That's the one fact.
Health scare.
The one, yeah, that's the he that's facts. So he's not debating like it wasn't. Oh, guys, I was fine. I just went to visit friends. He had something happen to him. Yeah. And it was real, and he described it as going to HEW hockey sticks and back.
Well, I would say this in regards to how he looks now. You can say that he probably did a diet change, because when you're eating right, when you're eating healthy, your skin is going to clear up. You're going to look good. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look good. You're going to glow. So he does have a little healthy glow going on, and I would recommend he keep that going. Probably exercise and getting a little bit more, as much as he can do under a physician's care with the health care that he had. And I know if anybody was in his position and they were had the best medical team there to help take care of them or get them out of the health condition that they were in, you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to change your diet. You're going to exercise. You don't want that to happen again. So I'm knowing that he's taking those precautions. But we were so happy to see him come out to make the statements as well and clear the air on things. And we saw him out, doing Good Samaritan things. And also, I want to bring out about HIPAA. All right. So he does have a right to not tell us. That's within his right to not tell us.
What does HIPAA mean?
Well, it has to do with the laws and privacy, individual privacy, and I think it's health information. Wait, I could be wrong. Okay, we're gonna let Chris read it. But
I didn't even want you to know that I was looking it up. I'm trying to be discreet, but busted.
Well, I was gonna tell you, look it up if you wasn't. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act it says of 1996. It's a federal law that required the creation of national standards to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. So he's within his right lawfully to not even say anything about it. I mean, you got to think about that too. Even when it comes to you had all sorts of doctors coming out saying their part. You saw YouTube videos, you saw TikToks of doctors speculating on what happened with him.
Now, one thing he was told, this is even when he had blood pressure, but now even more so, I think it was mentioned that he has to make sure he keep his stress level down.
Yes.
So again, whatever happened, it's important. And remember I mentioned earlier what happened early on that set. I'm not saying it's connected, but a little bit later, like during the process of the movie, a few weeks later, this happened. So it was a very stressful situation on the set. He was very upset. He had to deal with a lot of stuff.
Yes, he did.
Then he was in the middle of some scene or getting ready to do, and then this happened. So, and he's advised now, and even people that was there and weren't there even say, "Hey, man, just try to don't let stuff stress you out."
I do have a question. Did they
Which explains probably why they don't want him to go rush back to the show, because the show that Nick Cannon's going to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't think that would be stressful. Isn't it like a game show?
Anything in the entertainment field,
it's stressful? Okay.
If I had to do, I'm sure, make sure this is done and that's done and then the time, and that's a blah, blah, blah.
So question, and I don't know this. So did they finish that movie? I mean, how
Yeah,
far did they get? Okay,
I
cool.
think they finished because they was on the back end of that movie, and I think they ran a couple of things with his stunt double, and
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if he did some stuff or some voiceover work. You don't know because I mean he still sounds like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks good. He looks in really good health now.
Yeah,
And just like I read to you guys about the HIPAA, people don't have to tell you about their health information. They don't. That's private. And you can get sued for that.
and the one thing I noticed too, not only did his family members is close to him, everybody kept everything quiet, but even the people that was on set. And then Cameron Diaz, who's his friend, nobody there from that camp said nothing.
No.
You don't even know. We don't even know what Cameron Diaz is. She might not be on Earth. She didn't. She went way out of pocket. She's gone.
You know what? I don't blame her one bit.
Yeah.
In fact, I know she's happy.
And that's why people need to be careful about talking about other people. Not that they even whether they think that, oh, I didn't know. Whether it's good, bad, negative, you just want to be the first to give information or talk about what you know about somebody. Don't say nothing, man. Let people speak for themselves. Let people tell their own business.
Yes, because you let the wrong information get out there, and that's what's ingrained in people's head. And it's the wrong information that is so wrong. That's it's like, why would you say something and you're not sure about? I want someone, just like his family, just to be, hey, if I don't want my business to be out there, don't tell nobody.
But some things just like this, I don't think Jamie Foxx had called everybody and said, "Hey, don't." I think people just knew, like, ones that might have saw something, they ain't speaking on it. They're not gonna talk about it. They respect this man's privacy and business. If anybody, maybe the daughter called a couple and said, "Hey, listen, he don't want nobody to know this," because at the time, I think at the very front end of it, he wasn't in a position to do that. So maybe some family members watched out for him because he did mention, his sisters and his daughter and stuff really did watch out for him. So
to this day.
To this day. Yeah, he was. He
they respect him to this day. And I admire that about them keeping, anybody who kept that private. And, it's like, why would, if you don't have to, don't. And you don't have to.
Right.
Don't be at pressure to give up information about your privacy that you don't have to. You have the law supporting you in that, Your health stuff should not be out there unless you're like okay with it.
Yeah, I agree. And I just like how his family respected and loved, showed the love and respected his privacy. I think that's important. That shows you how he is as a person and the kind of person he is. He's a good guy. I mean, nobody's perfect, but yeah, that's good.
So question for you. How do you think he is? You think that their relationship is a little bit closer, especially with his sister and his daughter. I think those are the two main ones that he really was, that really probably know what's going on or what happened.
Yeah, I think it's still just as good. That's probably not some surprise to him. He just appreciated that it was something that was tested in a strenuous, unforeseen circumstance, and he's just appreciative of it. Mm-hmm. But it obviously shows you, again, the love and respect and the bond that they always had. And he's very close to his daughter, so they just doing everything they can to put their father/brother in a good light.
So question for you, do you have people in your family or in your life that is tight, that you trust like that to for them not to say certain things? It don't have to be nothing health related, but just things that you don't want them to say. Do you have friends or family that's like that you can trust?
I would like to. That's a loaded question. I would like to think so. You never know. I would like to think so. And if I was going to be straightforward, I would like to think that you would do that. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't speak for every single person I know or family member that I know are close to, but I think you would, especially now as as you've gotten to know me and over these years, that like, nah, let me keep my mouth shut until until I'm able to confirm something from Chris or have a kind of, what we want to do. Even if I can't say anything, I think Angela's smart enough to, like, what I'm saying? I know, like, we do have a lot of friends and closeness, and she may want to feel a need to give people information, but I think she knows me well enough. Like I'm not that guy. I don't want nobody. So I don't blame Jamie Foxx at all.
Me either. Well, I would like to say that I feel the same.
And no, she ain't got to work. Let me say nothing.
I feel the same way about Crest, and we pretty much, keep to ourselves a lot. We do. But it's like, because we in the day and time where you got social media and people just communicate. You can communicate without hearing somebody's voice. Information can get out there, and it can get out there really quick.
But some people like people knowing all, they like I don't want to sound awful when I say this, but some people like the attention, or they want people to sympathize and need it, maybe. Oh, man, and all the cards and the flower, whatever. Some people respond better. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Not even when it happens to others. Like, I'm hurt when something bad happened to people. It's sad. I go through film. But I'm not even the person that want to be in your face handing you stuff. And, oh, yeah. But there's some people that do that, too. They want to be right, do all kind of stuff. And I'm not even, to me, I almost stop moving, like, especially if it's somebody really close to me.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm an introvert, so I'm not used to a lot of folks. I'm not used to, now I do want to hear, like, cards. I love cards. I love, text messages. I mean, and calls. I'm not a phone person, but just to hear that somebody cares, or see the actual caring action, the actions taken forward. I remember when our whole family had COVID last year, and we really, really, really appreciated the support that we got from different people. We didn't know. They just did their, nice, kind gestures of, and we really, and it really helped us, because we were at a point where all of us was sick. We didn't, and whoever had COVID know that you're just tired, and you're just sick and tired. You don't want to do anything, but also to know that some of the stuff that they, that people do, they kind of lift, lift a little weight from that. Now, we love that. That just shows that they care. But, we just appreciate that, just, we're not saying, okay, we don't want nothing, don't be, no, we're not saying that. It's just the fact that we are, we really not, what do you call it? How can we say it? We're not, I don't know how to say it, guys. I don't know how to say it, but we're appreciative of everybody's, time and efforts that they put to let us know that they care. But anyway, one of the things I want to bring out before we close this this show here about Jamie Foxx is, and I'm gonna say this, when I started hearing stuff about Jamie Foxx, I was waiting, and this is what I want to bring this out because it's important. I was waiting to hear something from his daughter, or his close family members, or even the doctors, because it's like, you hear about Jamie Foxx. Oh, what's up? What happened? But when you heard just different things, and they didn't particularly come out and say what happened to him, I waited, because I know that all the other stuff that we were hearing from different people, when they said, oh, I know somebody close to them, and they said this and they said that, I wasn't believing none of that. You know why? Because it's like, why haven't the family come out and said this? I was still waiting for the news to figure out what was up. Is he still alive? Is he okay? But when his daughter came out and said that he's doing fine, and he was playing, what's that?
Pickleball.
He was playing pickleball. I'm like, okay, then he must be okay. I went with that because, hey, this is daughter. I wouldn't think that she would lie on her dad or anything. But that's all we heard. He's doing fine, and then the next thing you hear, he's in Chicago. And it's like, I was waiting for that. You have to do this. You have to wait and hear it from the horse's mouth before you start believing stuff. I heard so many different things, and then I just stopped. I went and got a deaf ear to everything until we heard from Jamie Foxx himself, and I was elated to see that we have a healthy person with his eyesight, and he was walking on his legs, his 2 legs, his arms, everything was moving. He looked good. He looked healthy. And I'm like, if we believed, or if I believed everything I was hearing, I mean, in some of the social media posts had him cross-eyed, like he was like, I'm like, what? Yeah. What is this? So I am at a resolve that where I am not going to believe everything I hear, and it benefit me in this regard, I would say, because it saved me a bunch of stress. I mean, people, and my husband was saying a lot of stuff that he's seen. I'm like, what? He's paralyzed? What? He's blind? What? He's on death's door again? That's crazy. So, people, let's really pay attention to what you're hearing. Don't believe everything that you hear. Don't just, whatever is coming out the horse's mouth, the truth, get your truth, get your facts straight before you start spreading rumors.
Yeah, and I'm just glad he had a lot of good doctors, must be, and therapists, especially when he got to Chicago. A lot of good positive energy around him with his family, and I'm just glad that he's recovered, he's doing better, and he's able to start the process to get back to his job, which I think is what he want to do, and hope him continued success and recovery. But hey, look like what happened? Nothing happened. He ran into a scare, and then he's getting back on track. That's the simplest way to put it.
Yeah, exactly what they said. It was a health scare. So
there goes Jamie Foxx. Here I am, here I go.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us for another show, and we'll be back with you soon. And this is the Spice
Life.
Bye-bye.